So what's the new topic?
Local government.
Okay guys, we're going to talk about local government, and what we're going to talk about is what local government are and their legal capacity and how you can use that. Well, I'll just tell you about it and you'll work out how you can use it, because I don't like to make any claims. So there's a process, and what you can do is you can look at a case called the Queensland Rail case. And the Queensland Rail case, it's about arbitration, but that's not what you're looking at in that case. What you're looking at is, in the Queensland Rail case, the High Court provided a means test to see whether a company was a trading corporation or not. And the test is that if 5% of your business is in trading, 5% or more, you're deemed to be a trading corporation for the purposes of section 5120 of the Constitution, and you're deemed to be a constitutional trading corporation. So you have the legal capacity of a corporation that can sue and be sued, so just like you and me. So the question is, with the legal capacity of a person, a corporation, and you can sue and be sued, can you charge an Australian tax?
No.
No.
Of course not.
Okay. So you've got to look at other things like, let's take the Victorian Constitution for example. Section 74 and 75 provides that they have local government, and that's in the Local Government Act. So that constitution was written after Federation. Okay. Now, if you go to section 5B of the Australia Act, you will see, and we looked at it earlier, and I'll bring it back up, you will see that they cannot write a law that is, so 5B, sections 2 and 3 above do not operate so as to give any force or effect to a provision of an act of the Parliament of a state that would repeal, amend or be repugnant to this Act, the Commonwealth of Australia Constitution Act, or the Constitution of the Commonwealth. So, acts that the state write after 1986 cannot be repugnant to the Commonwealth Constitution Act. In 1988 there was a referendum to include local government in the Constitution. The referendum failed and the Constitution still has no recognition of the local government within it. So if the states write a law after 1986 about local government, such as the Local Government Act 1989, that is repugnant to the Commonwealth Constitution and the Act is invalid. There's also section 55 of the Constitution that you need to look at as well, because an Act can only be on the subject of taxation. It can't have any other subjects in it. Now, if you go to the Local Government Act, there's only section 74A and B. Oh no, sorry, that's the Constitution Act. There's only a couple of sections, or about 4 or 5 sections, in regards to rates. Their rates are a tax, as we all know. Okay, so according to section 55, the rest of the Local Government Act is invalid. And if the rest is invalid, then that disempowers the local government. So if you take all those facts into consideration, I'm sure you'll come to a conclusion that, is it not so that local government can be invalidated through section 5B of the Australia Act and section 5120 of the Commonwealth Constitution, because they're a constitutional trading corporation for the purposes of section 5120, and they have the same legal capacity as you and I, and you cannot charge an Australian tax, and neither can they. So this is actually being tested in the courts. I know a gentleman named Robert, I won't say his last name, and Robert did a lot of due diligence in regards to this process. There were a few people involved, but Rob definitely took this to court. It went to court 10 times. There were 10 appearances. After I think it was the 6th or 7th appearance, the local council in his area sacked their legal team. Okay, because they couldn't beat this material. Now, then they got, is anyone familiar with Maddox Lawyers? They're the local government lawyers in Victoria. So they were employed, okay, to come up and take Rob on. And what happened was it got to the 10th appearance and then council sacked Maddox Lawyers. Then he received his rates notice in the mail with a 0 balance. Okay? So it can be done, but you must do your due diligence. You can't half-ass this, okay? These people will take your house, okay? As we just discussed earlier, okay, with a few different cases. They will steal your house. They will use the banks to do it because within your mortgage contract, there is a third-party contract, okay, where you have to pay your rates. Now, if you don't pay your rates, the bank will pay them for you in some circumstances, and then they take you to task. Okay, they join with the local government, the bank and the local government, and they take you to task.
So,